I'm Andrew Roberts, and I came to Ithaca College with the vision to start my own sports radio show. My spring semester, I teamed up with Ryan Collins, and given our rivaling sports fandoms, we decided to make a show on VIC about Boston and New York sports. We recruited our friend Connor Smith, better known as Smitty, as our third co-host and board operator. From there, Cities of Champions was born. Welcome to Cities of Champions, where we're talking about the best cities in sports for one more time this semester, Boston and New York. This semester, Smitty was abroad in LA, and we had a rotating panel of guests in his place. You are currently seeing footage from our final episode, in which we wanted to bring on outgoing sports director Toby Zabore to honor him for all he's done for the station. But before our send-off to Toby, we had lots to discuss per usual across Boston and New York sports. We started with some basketball, as the first Boston-New York playoff series in the history of our show was underway. The thing with this one, I think it could be tight because both of these teams on paper are the best in the East, and that could make an impact here. But at the same time, the Celtics went 4-0 against the Knicks in the regular season, so I do see a world where this is not close and the Celtics run away with it. Yeah. But Ryan, I know you've been talking about, the playoffs are different for pretty much the entire season here. What do you think specifically would make it different this series versus how the regular season games went? What would the difference maker be?
Well, you can look at pretty much any regular season series, and players were always missing from the series from both teams. Neither team ever seemed to be at full strength or play their full roster every time they met throughout the season. This is going to be the first time these teams are close to, or if not fully healthy, for heading into the series. And in my mind, both teams are also going to play at their best because they know their backs are going to be against the wall right from game one. In the playoffs, there's no room for error, and you have to get the job done. And I think both these teams are going to know that and are going to do their best to move on to the next round.
I just wonder what you would say went wrong for the Knicks in those regular season games that just won't go wrong in the playoffs all of a sudden.
Like I just said, both teams had their injuries. The Knicks are coming into the series. This is going to be the first time the Knicks are meeting the Celtics without an injury to one of their key players on the roster.
Out of our first break, we gave our way too early outlook of the NFL season. I'll start with the Patriots here. They had a good draft and a good free agency building around Drake May. I think the two questions that come to mind for me are will Diggs really be that true number one receiver, and how much Vrabel can improve this defense I think they made some talented signings, but not necessarily superstar signings.
Yeah, I think Diggs can be a one for at least 1 year. I think getting that signing, especially at this point in his career, he'll get one good year of number one solid receiver production, maybe a second year. I don't know if you're getting any more of that out of him, but he'll still be a very solid talent. So I think this all in all is going to be a very good signing for the Patriots.
Yeah. We quickly shifted to the Rangers' recent hiring of Mike Sullivan.
I like this move a lot. It has potential to get them back to, an Eastern Conference final or even a Stanley Cup final. I think that's the ceiling of what this could do. This could really vault the Rangers. I could also see it working out where in 2 years we see the Rangers once again being in a tough spot, and then we realize, all right, this is with the teams. It's a very boom or bust move. It's either going to work out great or it's going to work out horribly. I don't think there's an in-between.
Could it be one cup and then everything goes downhill from there? And I don't know how you would feel if that was the situation. I would love that. Our last sport to cover was baseball, specifically the recent fallout of the Tristan Casas injury. He is out for the season. He tore his patellar tendon, and he's done for the year. So that's a big blow for the Red Sox. I feel awful for Tristan Casas losing his season for the most part last year and this year.
And you never want to see someone get hurt, so it's always a shame. I don't care what team you play for. If you get hurt, I feel bad for you because it's most of these guys want to play every day, and it sucks when you can't.
It's rough because over the last 2 years, he's only going to have 92 games over 2 seasons, and it's rough where you have back-to-back years where his season gets cut short with injury, especially after last year what felt like a really solid season, and this year where he was finally getting back in the swing of things, and it felt like he was going to get into a groove.
Yeah, unfortunately, I love Tristan Casas, but the Red Sox are going to have to look for some long-term and short-term solutions at first base just to have first of all, a fill-in for him and some insurance for this guy in the future. So, who do we all think should fill in at first base, short term and long term?
I mean, finding someone to fill in short term may be the way to go. You could go look for someone like Anthony Rizzo, but the problem with that is like Rizzo has his upside, but he also has downside. I mean, keep in mind, he was batting right around Aaron Judge for the longest time, and he still wasn't able to hit the ball. So if you go for Rizzo, I think you're going to get some defensive upside, but the offense would concern me.
We ended by celebrating Toby's final sports show on VIC. And before we wrap up, I just want to give a big thank you, first of all, for coming on the show, Toby, but second of all,
Thank you.
It's been so great this year having you as our sports director. This show would not go on without you, Toby, and I mean, nothing else that we've done for this radio station would go on without you. So I just want to take this moment on our last VIC show of the year to thank you, Toby, for an amazing year in the sports department.
Thank you. I mean, this is all likelihood my last time on VIC Radio, and I want to say thank you to everyone that's made this an incredible 4 years, whether it be with the weekly pitch or just doing sportscasts and being a part of this station. It has meant the world to me to be your sports director for this year, and I'm going to say it tomorrow at our final meeting, but I appreciate all the hard work that everyone has put in this year to really change the direction of radio from a station that was in peril to, I think now we are one of the most well-rounded departments in terms of where we're going, and I know it's only going to get better next year. I'm excited to see what you all do. I'm excited to see what Smitty does with my job. I just can't say enough about how much I've loved being a part of sports radio and get to carry on the legacy of the sports director role.
I would like to say, Toby, I loved having you as sports director. I think you did a fantastic job. I tell you all the time that you were the best sports director in the world, and every time I tell you this, you deny it. But
I'm not.
that's
I'm
because
so not.
that's because you were very modest.